Take two. Hi, I'm HeatherAnne, and this is HeatherAnne in Progress. This is the second time that I am recording my introduction video because the first time I tried to do it right. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Because I say back, I actually did some videos a few years ago on decluttering, but now I am back again after some IRL, we want to use internet acronyms, in real life changes made it difficult for me to find time to record and to focus on my YouTube channel, but I am back with actually kind of a bit of a new focus. So if you followed along with me a couple years ago, hi, glad you're still here. We mostly talked about, or I mostly talked about, and you followed along, decluttering. And I will still be doing that. But this time I'm going to go a little further along, do some other things in my channel. So wanted to do a quick reintroduction and talk about what some of those changes are. So why is this the second time I recorded it? The first time I recorded it, I wanted to do it right. So had a script and an outline and everything all put together in a what I thought was a polished way. And then I recorded it and was like, I really don't like this recording because I felt like I was always trying to look at the piece of paper to make sure I was saying the right things. And that's just not who I am or how I want to show up for this channel. Who I am, IRL, is I really like to help people. I really like to educate. I am a retired homeschool educator. Both of my kiddos have now graduated from homeschool. My son homeschooled from fourth grade through graduating high school, and my daughter homeschooled the whole way. That's a story for another day. And that will be part of what I bring. Certainly, that experience will be part of what I bring to this channel. And because I now have two young adults, an 18-year-old and a 22-year-old, and I am a Gen X, I will bring some of that Gen X, how to parent a young adult, to this channel, and hopefully that will resonate with some of you and help you. But I really like helping people. I like helping people learn. I like helping people grow, and I like learning and growing myself. Hence, HeatherAnne in Progress, my new channel name, because I think we should always all be in progress. If we're not learning and growing, what are we doing? And so I want to sort of expand the focus of this channel a little bit beyond just decluttering and intentional living so that I can help people. I will just do a little plug right now, help people like my friend Danielle, who sells sparkling jewelry. If you like the little heart necklace here, I just like helping people, whether that comes from a place of I'm just a generous person or another thing about me. I grew up in a very abusive family. I'm very upfront and open about that and will happily talk to people more in private. If you have a situation, feel free to comment and we can figure out a way to connect, whether it's because I'm just a naturally generous person or because I was trained that way by my family. Who knows? But the upside is I really like to help people and I like to educate people and give them just tips and tricks and tools that can help their life be easier. And here's the thing with tips and tricks and tools. Something that works for me may work for you. It may not work for you, but it might put you on the path to find the thing that does work for you. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do here as well. I want to show up authentically. You'll notice my lighting today is the big south-facing picture window in my office. I did tidy. I mean, I'm fairly a tidy person, but my office was recently remodeled. So the background is not as tidy as it could be. So I'm not showing everything over there right now, unless it's a decluttering video, which I might do about working on taming my office after the remodel. This office used to be our homeschool classroom. And now that my daughter and my son are both graduated and they are able to have their desks in their bedrooms, we didn't let either one of them have their desks or their computers specifically in their bedrooms until they were 18. I was able to redo this room for just me now. So I've got a craft space right in front of the window with the great lighting. This is my desk here in the middle, and then I've got another space of storage over here behind me. And my piano is over here. You can't see it to my right. And so this is finally my space. And so maybe I'll take you on a little tour of how to declutter of this space, because don't look behind the camera right now. So in coming back to why I recorded this video, as an educator and somebody who likes helping people, when I'm teaching somebody, and like for years I taught piano, I didn't sit there and I didn't go off a script. I trusted in what I knew. I trusted in myself and I trusted in my own knowledge. And so that first video that I recorded where I was trying to read off a script, no lie, used to chat GPT to help me write it, just, it wasn't authentic. It wasn't like, yes, those were things I probably would have said, but they were not things I was saying just out of my own mind in that moment. And so it didn't feel right. And so today I have a 3x5 card with things to remember to talk about, which is far more me. And maybe if I keep doing this YouTube thing for a long time, and this is my goal, is to restart now and to keep at it and be consistent. The goal right now is just one video a week because I still do have an otherwise busy life. In the interim between when I was making videos before and making videos now, I took a job at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. I actually went back into the legal world. Not well-known fact for a lot of people, as I have a law degree, but I did not practice law. But now I am working in continuing legal education and absolutely love it. But that puts me out of my house. I'm working full-time away from home as opposed to being my own boss and a homeschool educator like I did for the decade plus prior to that. So it's taken me. I've been at the university for almost 2 years now, year and 9 months, something like that. And it's taken me this time to get sort of just the day-to-day routines, get my youngest graduated and get her started in college and all of those things to get to where I can feel like I can come back to this adventure. And so now I'm back. And so my plan is to post at least once a week until I get the hang of things. And there may be a time where I script out a video a little more and I don't work with 3x5 cards. But right now I just wanted to show up as me, as polished or unpolished as this video turns out to be. Now, full disclosure, I am an actor. I do both improv work with the Murder Mystery Company, and I am a stage actor. I am currently in Boeing. That's, so by the time this video is published, I will have closed that show. I am Bertha, the long-suffering French maid who has to put up with Monsieur Bernard and all his fiancées. I love being a stage actor. And so as such, like, I'm probably a little more comfortable on a camera just chatting to people than many, because I do a lot of acting and I absolutely adore it. That might be something I talk about on this channel. I would love to hear from anybody watching. What resonates with you in this video? What do you want to hear more of? Because I have so many things I'm excited about that I can talk to people about. Probably the biggest thing that anybody knows about me that really only hints at my earrings today is I am unapologetically a cat lady. In fact, right here behind the camera, you can't see her, but she might be over here in a minute, a very adorable foster kitten, Kanga. She has a little blue tabby. And when I was doing my videos before, and I might do this again, every time there was a cat that showed up, like anywhere in the video, whether it was a tail go by or something, I had like this little watermarked cat count down at the corner. And I will probably do that again because I am certain there will be cats heard or seen in the videos. We foster for Maggie's Refuge. I am also on the board of Maggie's Refuge. It is a foster-based cat-only rescue in the Kansas City metropolitan area. And I also just love cats. So I have a lot of cat things on my desk. So definitely a cat lady, completely unapologetic about it. I am a crafter, predominantly yarn things. I'm fairly expert level crochet, only crocheted in terms of yarn for years. And I found that crocheting kind of bothers the arthritis in my left thumb sometimes. So I started knitting recently, and I'm just approaching the intermediate level of knitting, but love to do crochet, knitting, also do quite a lot of other crafts. I can sew, I like to do watercolors. I got paint by number, a custom one of my daughter's cat for her for Christmas, and then got one for myself for us to do together. But I've also done just painting. Like several times in the past, I've needed a piece of artwork for a particular room in my house, and I'm like, well, just gonna have to make it myself. But that's not what I go to mostly. You're going to see me mostly doing yarn sort of things. And the funny thing is, years and years and years and years ago, I'd have to look, 15 years ago at this point, maybe I'll put it on the screen here. I created a video here on YouTube on how to draw a large circle. And it was on a piece of cardboard, used pencil and pipe cleaners. And that video still gets watches every week. And so, as I'm going through my craft things, if I have a particular thing that I do that I think might be helpful to other people, that might pop up here on this channel. If there's something like you're curious about, like what kind of whatever, like how do I do X, Y, or Z in crafts, feel free to ask me. I might know and I can shoot a quick video. I don't intend to do shorts on this channel, at least not as like planned. But if it's like a quick question that somebody has and I've got an answer, I would be happy to create a little short or a longer form video if it's something that takes more than however many minutes a short takes. I think 3 minutes now. I don't know. I don't plan on doing them, so I didn't research them. I am a voracious reader, and reading is reading, whether it's an audiobook, a Kindle, an e-reader, or a physical book. All reading is reading. Our brains process it the same. I read probably 45 Kindle to audiobook, and then occasionally there'll be a physical book throughout the year. I just really appreciate the convenience of my 10-year-old paperweight that I can take anywhere with me and is loaded with books at all time. I actually am always operating on 2 Kindles. I have one at home and then I have a separate one at my office so that I can read over my lunch hour. Last year I read 103 books. Now, most of those are like cozy mysteries, so they're in like the 300 and 350 range. I'm not reading 103 epic fantasy novels, but I read every night before I go to bed, usually when I'm eating breakfast, when I'm eating lunch, and then if I'm in the car, unless I'm running lines for a current show that I'm in, an audiobook is running in my car rather than music, which is kind of funny because I do love music and I sing and I love to do musicals. If my daughter is in the car, then I promise you musical songs from musicals will be playing and she and I will be singing them at the top of our lungs. There's that. I will definitely be talking about decluttering and intentional living again. Quick summary, if you've been here a while, you know this. If you're new, I was the last member standing when 2 different family members' estates had to be dealt with. And not only were they so full of stuff and that all had to be dealt with, but a lot of it, there was a fair amount of that, I'm going to save this for a special occasion. And they died before that special occasion ever came. And so from that, like, I don't want to save from something for a special occasion. I want to enjoy it in my life now. And also, I don't want to put my kids through what I had to go through. So that started me, that when my grandmother passed away and I dealt with that home, that definitely started me on the path of really trying to be more intentional about the things I kept in my life and keeping my home, I will not say it's clutter free, and I'm certainly not a minimalist, but I do try to be very intentional about what I keep. That all, again, that got put on the back burner too when I went to work for the university because I had to attempt to, after over a decade of being home, educating my kids and running my piano studio, I needed to, and still acting. So guess what my nights are full of? Rehearsals. I had to take a while to get myself adjusted to this new schedule and this new normal. And so the decluttering has kind of been put on the back burner in that time, but that is part of this channel, is I'm going to get back into decluttering again and bringing you along for the journey and giving you some of my own guidance, things that have worked for me, my own perspective on that, and hopefully it will help you as well. I am a Gen X. I am in my 50s on stage, often portray 30s and 40s because I unfortunately have really great genetics and have taken care of my skin. So I don't really necessarily look like I'm in my 50s, which is fine by me. But I also don't mind aging because it is pretty freeing to be an older woman and not have to be looked at as owing someone else you're pretty. But that is, again, another story for another day. We may get to that. I don't know. But one of the things that I have found as I have gotten older, I've always been pretty naturally agile, flexible, strong. And that is not the case as I have gotten older. I am going to have to be very proactive about getting my strength up, back and up, because I know I've lost a lot of muscle. I'm still pretty flexible. That's not been an issue. And I still have ridiculously good balance. But definitely strength is one of those things that I desperately need to work on. Now, I am not going to take you to the gym with me. But I might talk a little bit about the fitness journey, certainly if it's something you're interested in, or hey, if you have some tips, let me know. I am very fortunate during, not even during the pandemic, it was kind of a little bit after that, just picking up things off the Buy Nothing group and inexpensively at yard sales and stuff. I have a really pretty decent gym in my own basement. And so I just need to actually get down there and use it and get some muscles back because I'm getting to be a little bit of a weakling. And then I might talk a little bit about parenting young adults. I have an 18-year-old and a 22-year-old. They do both still live at home. They don't have any intention of moving out anytime soon. And I am 110% fine with that. Again, going back to that, I came from an abusive family. It was self-preservation to get out as soon as I could. And I have done a lot of work on helping heal myself so that I could be a good parent to them. And that's actually amazing to me that they don't want to leave home because I did what I wanted to do. I created a home that my children did not want to escape from. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. I like helping people. I'm an educator. I'm going to look at my 3x5 card and run down my list. I love cats a lot. I like dogs too. I like guinea pigs. We've had pet rats. I love all pets. I just love cats. I am a theater person. I love to be on stage. I can sing, dance, and act. Oh, fun fact, since I work for a university, even though I already have a bachelor's and a law degree, I get a 75% tuition discount. So I am getting a second bachelor's degree in theater, which is what I always wanted to do and then didn't pursue as a youth for reasons. And so that is kind of a fun thing I'm doing. I can only really take about one class a semester because I still have to work my full-time job, but the university supports that, even if it's a degree or classes that aren't related to your job, which is amazing. And so in my 50s, I am back in college seeking a second bachelor's degree in theater. And so far, it's been absolutely amazing. I really love it. I'm a crafter. And a gardener. I don't even have that written down. And a gardener. I have raised beds. I do vegetable gardening and some flower gardening. This next year, I'm really going to take my raised beds in a little bit different direction and put more like cut flowers and fewer vegetables, just because summer always gets busy and I just need to be realistic about what I am capable of. If that is something you're interested in, that might actually be a good topic to talk about, is how can you still garden and not drive yourself crazy with having too much to do. Because boy, this time of year when those seed catalogs arrive, you just want to do all the things. And you know when it gets to the high heat of summer, it's not going to be good. So you've got to, in moderation, you have to think ahead and not overcommit yourself. I say that with a big pack of seeds, but most of them are flowers. Most of them are flowers. I'm a big reader. I don't know how much I'll talk about reading on this channel. I do write book reviews on my Goodreads, so I might put a permalink to my Goodreads reviews in the descriptions, so anybody can check out what I'm reading that way. Decluttering and intentional living will still probably be the primary focus, with the other things sprinkled in. Midlife, fitness, and parenting young adults. So I think I've touched on all of the things on my little 3x5 card. And if you're also midlife or in progress or ready to declutter and be a little more intentional, join me on the journey and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I will see you on the next video. On my old ones, I used to always close with my little saying, wait a minute, I have to remember, small intentional actions add up to big changes. So let's do that. I'll see you on my next video. And remember, small intentional actions always add up to big changes.